Michael.
That you're going to say, you know, I remember when he was young and we did this. And I remember when he was someone through your life experience, now is the time to use it. It's not just that God comforted you for you, even though in that moment you needed it, and we've all lost loved ones, amen? But now's the time for you to use that same comfort to help others. And in that process, it's going to help you. So I'm going to read from the Word of God. This is Exodus 33:14. It says, and God replied, my presence will go with you, and I will give you rest. And then Jesus in Matthew said, take my yoke upon you and learn from me. I'm gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your soul. The fruit of righteousness will be peace, and the effect of righteousness will be quietness and confidence forever. My people will live in peace and in good dwelling places and secure homes. They will have places of rest. In Daniel it says, as for you, go your way until the end, and then you will rest. At the end of the days you will rise to receive your inheritance. And then in the Psalms, be at rest once more, O my soul, for God has been good to you. And then finally in Hebrews 4 it says, now we who have believed enter that rest. Yes, says the Spirit of God, they will rest from their labor and their deeds will follow them. Now, again, I didn't know Randy, so I don't have a lot to say from personal experience, but what I am going to say is the Bible speaks of the place that we go when we pass away. Amen? When you die, you're going to see Jesus face to face. You're not going to have to wonder what he looks like. You're not going to wonder what he sounds like. You're going to see him. And you know what? Randy has experienced something that none of us have. Because he's passed away, he has seen Jesus face to face. And I can confidently say this because he's been in that place and he's seen Jesus. And everyone who dies will see Jesus. He's seen him. And if he had a message for you today, it wouldn't be about the hard times or the suffering or how he died. He would want to tell you about what he saw when he first saw Jesus. Because everything else fades away when you're in the presence of the glory of God. Now, we're down here and I talk about this stuff all the time as a pastor. But Randy doesn't have to hear a message about it. He's seen Jesus for himself. Right? So if he had something to say to you, he would say something about Jesus, I'm sure. Having seen him in the light of his glory in his face, he would want to share that with you. He would want to remind you that, you know what, we get distracted here in life. We think about all these other things, and we do get distracted, don't we? Life happens, good and bad, and it's tough. But he would want to remind you that, you know what, Jesus is real. And Jesus goes to prepare a place for us, he said in the Bible. Right? And he said, if it weren't true, I wouldn't tell you that. In my Father's house there are many mansions. Right? Jesus has been building a mansion for a long time. I'm gonna guess that it's pretty nice. Right? So I say that to remind you that even though there's a lot we don't understand, Jesus has strong hands. He's got the whole world in his hand. He knows how to work things out. And I know I've spoken with a few of you and you're going, I don't know where he was at with God, and I don't know what he was doing with God. You know what? Now's not the time to worry about that. That's between him and God. Amen? Amen. We don't need to worry about that. That's too big for us. Let him and God work that out. Right? So before we proceed, I wanted to have the opportunity for a few folks to come up and say a few words of comfort, just to share some memories about Randy. And that's okay to do. Today's the day where you share some of those funny stories or some of those sad stories. Today's the day where in your missing your friend and your relative, you honor his memory. And you appreciate the life that he lived. And that's what we want to do, don't we? Tom, would it be okay if you came up and said a few words?
James will go first.
You can be down here or up here, man. Either way, it's up to you.
If you get sat down, he'd still be up there.
Hi, everybody.
Wow.
I'm not really one for public speaking, but Randy was a good friend of mine.
I heard
We
that.
met in a not so good of a place, but became really good friends. And I met some really good people up there. After we got out of the recreational center, he became my best friend. We used to kick it all the time and, work together and have fun. And he asked me to be the best man at his wedding. That's the only time in my life I've ever been someone's best man. So
Corey never got married.
that means something. But he moved away to Montana, and we didn't really keep in touch. I tried to get a hold of him, before he passed, but I couldn't. So, but he knows what I was thinking and what I was feeling, and I loved him. And he was a good man.
Amen. That's right, Tom. Go prayer. All right, it's good. I'll get up there and I'll talk some shit.
Janice, do you think you'd be able to say a few words? Take all the time you need.
That's all I got.
Hmm.
Trying to figure out what that, I think I got one built in.
All right.
I don't know, it's real hard for me to say anything, I don't really have any good memories of Randy. But, when he called me, my mouth always hasn't always been the greatest. And it's still not all together well yet, but I still have a lot of work to do, but I've changed a lot. And when I got a phone call to go see him, I never thought for a moment it was gonna be the last time. I think he knew, but he didn't let on like that, and I think deep down I did too, but he looked so scared. But when I got a call to come see him, I'm like, what? Like, I need to go see my Uncle Randy. Oh my God. It was such a big deal. Because for the longest time he didn't want me around. A lot of people didn't. And so when I got that phone call, I was like, my God, stop.